Downsizing sounds simple until you're surrounded by a lifetime of memories. Where do you even start? What if you regret letting something go? And how do you choose what comes with you to your next chapter? In this video, we're cutting through the overwhelm. Whether you're moving into senior housing or just preparing for the future, these 7 steps will help you figure out exactly what to keep and what to let go. Let's make this move lighter, emotionally and physically. Number 1. Start with your why, the purpose behind the move. Before sorting a single drawer or boxing up a photo album, pause. Ask yourself the most important question of all. Why am I downsizing? Is it to simplify daily life? Be closer to family? Ease the burden of home maintenance? Improve your health or safety? Your answer matters, because it's going to shape every decision you make from here on. When you define your why, you begin to see the process not as letting go of things, but as moving towards something better. This isn't about loss, it's about intention, about creating a space that reflects your current needs and future peace of mind. Too often, people start downsizing by reacting, getting overwhelmed by piles of stuff, and unsure where to begin. But when you start with purpose, the noise clears. You begin to see which items align with your values, and which ones you've simply held onto out of habit. Ask yourself, do I want to be surrounded by only what I love or use? Do I want less to clean, manage, and stress over? Do I want to make decisions now, so my children don't have to later? Write your answers down. Tape them to the wall if needed. This becomes your anchor. Remember, you're not just moving into a smaller space. You're moving toward freedom, clarity, and maybe even joy. Start there, and the rest begins to fall into place. Number 2. Sentimental versus essential. Sorting with heart and logic. When downsizing, the hardest part isn't furniture or clothing. It's the memories. That faded postcard from your honeymoon, your child's drawings, grandma's teacups. These objects carry stories, and it's tempting to keep them all. But doing so can lead to clutter, guilt, and overwhelm. That's why you need both heart and logic in the room when you sort. Start by asking, does this item reflect who I am today, or who I was 30 years ago? Will I use or display it in my new space? If it disappeared tomorrow, would I be deeply upset or barely notice? This helps separate truly meaningful items from the just-in-case ones. And when in doubt, try the 3-pile method. Keep items you use, love, or that spark joy every time you see them. Donate or gift things in good condition that no longer serve you, but could bless someone else. Let go damaged, unused, or outdated items that you've kept out of habit or guilt. And remember, keeping the memory doesn't always require keeping the object. A photo, a journal entry, or a voice recording telling the story behind it can preserve its meaning without taking up space. Give yourself grace. You're not erasing your past, you're curating it. Keep what tells your story best, and let the rest go with love. Number 3. Furniture. Fit the space, not the past. When it comes to downsizing, furniture is often the elephant in the new, smaller room. It's tempting to recreate your current setup, the dining set, the china cabinet, the recliner, the spare room bed, just in case. But here's the truth. Downsizing isn't about duplication. It's about adaptation. The furniture that served you well in a full-sized home may simply not belong in a smaller apartment or assisted living suite. Instead of asking, what can I bring? Ask, what do I actually need for the way I live now? Start with the layout and measurements of your new space. Prioritize pieces that are multifunctional, like a storage ottoman, a lift chair that reclines, or a compact table that doubles as a desk. Avoid items that are bulky, duplicate, or haven't been used in years. Letting go of large furniture isn't about losing comfort. It's about gaining ease of movement, breathing space, and simplicity. That heirloom hutch may have history, but if it blocks natural light or eats up half the room, it's time to let someone else appreciate its charm. And if you're downsizing due to mobility or health reasons, think safety and flow, wide walkways, firm seating, sturdy armrests, minimal clutter. The new space should support how you live, not just how it looks. Let your furniture serve your future, not your past. You're not shrinking your life, you're shaping it more intentionally. Number 4. Clothing and personal items. Need versus nostalgia. Closets hold more than clothes. They hold seasons of life. That favorite dress from 1992, the suit that hasn't fit in years, the shoes that pinch but cost a fortune. Downsizing forces us to look not just at what we wear, but at why we're still holding on. Start with this question. When was the last time I wore this? Really wore it? Be honest. If it's been over a year, or if you've been saving it, just in case, it might be time to let it go. The goal isn't to strip down to nothing, it's to keep only what fits your current lifestyle, comfort, and mobility. Focus on what makes dressing easier and more enjoyable. Think elastic waistbands, soft fabrics, shoes with support, layers that are easy to put on and take off. A simplified wardrobe doesn't mean dull. It means functional, flexible, and freeing. But what about the items tied to memories? The sweater from your wedding anniversary trip. Your late husband's favorite jacket. It's okay to feel attached, but you don't need to keep the item to keep the memory. Take a photo, write a note about it, or gift it to someone who will appreciate its story. Releasing doesn't mean forgetting. Try the 1-year rule for everyday wear, and a 3-sentiment limit for items you're keeping purely for emotional reasons. Let meaning take up space, but not every hanger. And don't forget accessories, toiletries, and old boxes of unused lotions or expired medications. If it's not serving your present, it doesn't belong in your future space. Downsizing your wardrobe is about honoring the life you've lived and preparing for the life you still have to enjoy. Comfort is the new style, and less really can be more. Number 5. Kitchen and household goods. Be ruthless here. If there's one place downsizing demands total honesty, it's the kitchen. Why? Because kitchens are sneaky. They collect years of, maybe I'll use this, gadgets, mismatched dishes, and duplicate tools you forgot you had. And when you're moving into senior housing, especially if meals are provided or your kitchen is much smaller, keeping all of it just doesn't make sense. The rule here? Be ruthless. Start with what you actually use, not what you think you might use again someday. Keep your favorite mug, 2 quality pans, a sharp knife, a spatula that fits your hand well. That's it. Most senior apartments or assisted living setups come with compact kitchenettes or offer meal plans, making full cooking setups unnecessary. Let go of the rice cooker, toaster oven, and waffle maker you haven't touched in years. The 5 spatulas, you only ever use one. The Tupperware with missing lids, you won't miss them. The 8 coffee mugs, even though they each came with a memory. Instead, keep a small intentional set of what brings joy or practicality. A single teacup that reminds you of morning quiet. A plate that feels right in your hands. The saucepan that always heats evenly. It's about functionality and familiarity. And don't forget cleaning supplies, baking sheets, or holiday-only platters. Be realistic. Will you be baking for 20 again? Or do you just need a sponge, a gentle cleaner, and a dish towel? Downsizing in the kitchen is less about sacrifice and more about clearing space for ease. When every drawer opens without clutter and every item serves a purpose, your new space becomes more livable and more peaceful. The kitchen doesn't define your home. How you use it does. Let it support the life ahead, not the clutter behind. Number 6. Paperwork, photos, and mementos. Preserve, then minimize. Paper piles up fast. Old bills, greeting cards, insurance papers, tax returns, and stacks of photos. They seem harmless until you're drowning in boxes you haven't opened in a decade. When downsizing, this category can be the most overwhelming, but it's also the most rewarding when done right. Start by sorting what truly matters. Legal documents, medical records, wills, Idaho-S, insurance, those stay. Organize them in a clearly labeled binder or file box. Everything else? It needs a closer look. For personal papers like letters, school awards, or handwritten recipes, create a memory box. Keep only what brings peace, warmth, or real emotional connection. If it feels like a burden instead of a joy, it's okay to let it go. Now, the photos. Thousands of printed photos live in albums or random envelopes. You don't have to toss them, but you don't need to take all of them either. Go digital. Scan the most meaningful ones. Create digital photo books. Share them with family online. You can even narrate them with your voice, a powerful way to pass on stories. And here's where your family can help. Invite your children or grandchildren to sort through photos and keepsakes with you. Tell them the stories behind the images. You're not just decluttering, you're preserving legacy. Give them the chance to keep something that matters too. The goal here isn't to erase the past. It's to carry it forward intentionally. You're not losing memories. You're making them easier to access, easier to share, and easier to live beside in your new space. Less paper, fewer boxes, more meaning. Number 7. Letting go with grace. The emotional part. Downsizing isn't just about boxes and floor plans. It's about the quiet ache that rises when you hold a beloved book, or the lump in your throat as you glance at a chair that once held your grandchild. This isn't clutter, it's your life. So why does letting go feel like betrayal? Because part of you fears that releasing things means forgetting. But here's the truth. You're not letting go of memories, just the objects that held them for a while. Start by shifting your mindset. Downsizing isn't a failure. It's a powerful, intentional transition. A chance to choose what moves forward with you. A way to reclaim space not just physically, but emotionally. When it's hard to part with something, pause and reflect. Why is it hard? Is it tied to a person, a place, a time you're afraid to lose? That awareness alone is healing. You don't have to ignore the grief. Instead, honor it. Write a short letter to the home you're leaving. Take photos of your favorite spaces. Say goodbye to the dining table where stories were told. Light a candle. Play music from another season of life. These simple rituals create closure. And when parting with heirlooms or cherished items, gift them with intention. Pass down a recipe book with a note tucked inside. Give a quilt with the story of who stitched it. In this way, you're not just downsizing. You're continuing the story through others. Letting go with grace doesn't mean rushing. It means releasing with respect. You lived those memories. They shaped you. Now it's time to carry their essence, not their weight, into this next chapter. This is not the end of something. It's a beautiful, brave beginning. Downsizing isn't just about getting rid of stuff. It's about creating space, for freedom, for peace, for what matters next. Every item you keep should earn its place in your new chapter. And every item you release is a small act of courage, a quiet acknowledgement that the past was beautiful, but the future still holds meaning. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Start small. One drawer, one box, one decision at a time. Let your values, not your guilt, lead the way. And know this, you're not alone. Millions of seniors walk this path. Many come out lighter, freer, and surprisingly grateful. Because in the end, downsizing isn't about less. It's about making room for more of the life you still want to live. So be kind to yourself, honor what's been, and trust what's to come. If this video helped, consider sharing it with a friend or family member going through the same process. And, as always, take good care of yourself. This journey is about you.